become a member. It's only $2 a month. You won't regret it. Well, hopefully not. Hi fans of high quality entertainment. I would just like to quickly thank the latest members. You can join below there. Roger Netzer, Keegan Millard, Father Fedor, Little Stevie 4172, John Taylor, and Phil Maggio. I might have mentioned one or two before, but I just want to make sure I thank at least everyone at least once. And then the credits and everything. And a live chat with Molly coming up this weekend. Now, this is an updated discography review of Yes. The only album I still need to get is Big Generator, which I plan to get in the coming days. And I know some albums much better than others, but I have listened to them all more than once, so I can at least rank them for now, or rate them, or whatever I do. First of all, I'll just quickly mention I have two of their live albums. Yes Songs, which was a 3-album when it was released, vinyl, and this is on two CDs. And I've never really, I don't know, I haven't really listened to it enough. I know, a lot of Yes fans love it, and except for I guess the sound quality isn't as good as it could have been, even back in the day. But, I am going to slowly get into this and appreciate it for sure. And then Yes Shows, which I've listened to a couple of times and enjoyed, but I would just rather listen to the studio albums overall. So, we're going to start at the beginning, right up until the final album with John Anderson, Magnification. And I will rate these out of 10. So, from 1969, their debut album, Yes. And I remember when my brother had this album in the 70s, of course, Canada, and I believe the States had this cover. Both are really different, but I like both covers. Probably that one more because I like it when the cover features the band members for the most part. And all of these I have, most of these are remastered and expanded with bonus cuts. So, Beyond and Before. What a great opening track. Right away you're hearing Chris Squire's really thick, awesome bass work. I See You, really jazzy. Bill Bruford on drums is amazing. Yesterday and Today, a gorgeous song. And Molly loves it too. So I would say my least favorite on this would be possibly Harold Land, though I still really enjoy it. Every Little Thing, their cover of the Beatles song, is just amazing. It's totally different, and there's even a little bit of Day Tripper in it from Peter Banks. So Beyond and Before, I See You, Yesterday and Today, Looking Around, Every Little Thing, Sweetness, Survival. Just a superb album. I play this a lot. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Time and a Word. Yes. Let me do that again and I'll cover up the... you don't need to see that. Take 2. Time and a Word by Yes. This is, of course, with an orchestra. And once again, I believe, the American and Canadian version was this cover. So this features an orchestra, and they're right up front. Sometimes it's a bit jarring, especially on the first listen, and it doesn't seem to fit. Sometimes, I don't know, at least on the first or second listen, but overall, I absolutely love this album. I know Peter Banks wasn't that happy. He's an awesome guitarist, and some of his guitar work, I think, is buried because of the orchestra. But I mean, overall, I enjoy this as much as the debut. My favorites on this are Sweet Dreams and Time in a Word, but it's all great. I love some songs more than others, but I mean, overall, I love the whole album. And I would give it also a 9 out of 10. Next up, the first one with Steve Howe. And this is the remixed version by Stephen Wilson, with new 5.1 surround, different album mixes. The best song on this is, of course, Starship Trooper. Adventure is probably my least favorite, but it's still a very good song. And I don't think I love this as much as other. Yes, I mean, I love it, but I'm overall, I don't play this as much as some of the less popular Yes albums. But I mean, still, every time I hear this, it's amazing. I'll give this a 9 out of 10. Next up, Fragile. This is when Rick Wakeman comes into the picture. Then leaves, then comes back, then leaves, and comes back, then leaves. And I remember 1972, my brother bought this, and he became a fan, and I enjoyed it too. But I was never a big fan until the last few years. Of course, Roundabout is a classic, South Side of the Sky, Heart of the Sunrise, Long Distance Runaround, and then of course their little solo things, which I don't love as much as the songs, but it's still all interesting. And you know, I am rating these honestly, and I apologize, but I am going to give this a 9 out of 10 also. If there's, you know, if I don't like an album by any artist I love, I'll tell you, don't worry. Up next is probably their most famous, most popular, or one of their most popular, Close to the Edge. And once again, I would rather listen to Tales from Topographic Oceans or Going for the One than this, but that's not to say I don't absolutely love this. It's just, I guess when it came out and I bought it myself, and you know, of course I would have enjoyed it, maybe I'd have more of a connection to it, if that makes any sense. But it's still a phenomenal album, and I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Tales from Topographic Oceans, the double album. Some Yes fans absolutely love it, and some not as much. Rick Wakeman wasn't a fan of a lot of it. But it took me years to really listen to it. You know, there'd be a lot of years I didn't listen to this at all. I had no interest in it. But then, through the years, I would start to listen to it, and when this came out, the earlier remastered version came out, I bought it, and I slowly but surely got it, and I love it. There is a bit of padding. I listened to this again last week, and I was listening to it, and kind of went on for a few minutes. I'm thinking, yeah, this is the kind of stuff Rick Wakeman didn't like. He thought it was it could have been like one album, I guess. But overall, it's a really strong 9 out of 10. I love it, especially sides 1 and 4. But 2 and 3, a lot of that I really enjoy too. Next up, I bought this myself. First Yes album I believe I ever bought on my own when it came out, Relayer. And I liked it, but I wanted to like it more than I did. But of course, through the years, I've grown to love this album. And it is a masterpiece. One of my favorite Yes albums. And not just for the Gates of Delirium, but also for Sound Chaser and To Be Over. To Be Over features some of Steve Howe's greatest guitar work. And the steel, I don't know what you call that, the steel guitar thing that he uses on the Gates of Delirium and on To Be Over is incredible. A 10 out of 10. That's right, you heard it here first. A 10 out of 10. Now, I'll just quickly say that I recently bought 2 solo albums around this, just after Relayer, all of Yes made solo albums. Chris Squires was Fish Out of Water, and yes, I've listened to it now. I loved it on first listen. I'm still getting to know it. I've played it, I think, twice, 3 times, and I really enjoy it. It's incredible. I'm not going to rate it though, because you need to listen to it more. And John Anderson, Oleus of Sun Hillow, Hillow. I enjoyed it right away. I've listened to it 3 times. I think it's kind of like Tales from Topographic Oceans. It's the kind of album you need to play over and over and over to let everything soak in. And it is excellent, but I won't rate it yet. So then they got back together and they made Going for the One. There we go. Not one of my favorite album covers. When I bought this expanded and remastered CD, I hadn't really heard, when it came out I never really listened to it. I kind of lost interest in Yes. But I didn't like it. I didn't like the production. It sounded really harsh. But I gave it a chance, and over time I absolutely do love it. Even the production. And of course, the masterpiece on this is Awaken, one of Yes's greatest songs. But the whole thing is Going for the One. Maybe not my favorite song on the album, but I've grown to really love it. Turn of the Century, Parallels is awesome, and Wondrous Stories. Even, yeah, Going for the One I absolutely love now. It was just, I kind of hated it when the first couple times hearing it. I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. You didn't see that. Okay, next up. The album a lot of Yes fans are not big fans of. It doesn't get very good reviews, I tell you. Yes, Tornado. And I saw them on the Round in the Round tour in 1979, was it? With my brother and a friend. Really enjoyed it at Maple Leaf Gardens. I've always loved this album. I have. Future Times is awesome. Don't Kill the Whale is catchy. It's a little, I don't know. Some of the lyrics are, it's John Anderson, but still, it's a good, I don't want the whales to be killed, so it's a good subject matter. Don't kill the whales. Excuse me, sir. Don't kill that whale. release. It's almost new wavy, punkish in a way. It's pretty heavy, and I love it. The only Arriving UFO is a bit on the. It sounds pretty dated with the keyboards and all that, and the lyrics and everything. But I mean, like I said, it's John Anderson. I think he believes everything he sings and writes, so I'm okay with it. Circus of Heaven is one of the most disliked Yes songs because it's, it's a sweet song. And I love it. I've always loved it. Onward is beautiful. On the Silent Wings of Freedom, not one of my favorites, but it's still very good. But overall, I would still give this a 9 out of 10 because so many of these songs I absolutely love. And I even love the album cover. I bought this recently, about a month ago. Yes, Drama, without John Anderson. It's really good. I've heard it a few times. I'm still getting to know the material and the songs. But like I said, I've enjoyed it. And props to Trevor Horn and the other guy from the Buggles. Is it the Buggles or Bugles or whoever? Let me see here. Yeah, Jeff Downes and Trevor Horn. Props to them. Especially Trevor Horn with the vocals. Has a kind of a John Anderson vibe to it. Great album. I can't rate it yet, though it's not fair. I'll do this maybe in a few more months. I'll rank all of the Yes albums, which is going to be difficult. But this is really, really good. Very impressed with it. Now this, I kept away from this for years. Owner of a Lonely Heart, of course, is a classic. I always enjoyed it when I heard it on the radio. Nothing against them, that's not prog rock. I'm not that fickle. I mean, if it's good music, it's good music. And, they were changing with the times. Trevor Rabin. Awesome addition to Yes. I mean, Steve Howe is absolutely one of my favorite guitarists, but Trevor Rabin, he did an awesome job on this. And I was actually surprised how much I enjoy this. I played it a lot. It's catchy. Hold On is awesome. It Can Happen. Hearts. Oh my God, Hearts. What a way to end the album. This is, I think there's one song on this. No, I think I enjoy it all. I really do. This might end up a 10 when I rank the albums, and I'll rate them again. But for now, I'll just give it a 9 out of 10. But it is superb. So, I don't have Big Generator. I'm going to be ordering it soon, though. I've never heard it. So, see how that goes. I know it's not as well liked as 90125. Now, this isn't really part of the Yes discography, but I thought I would throw it in. Anderson Bruford. Wakeman. Howe. It's basically Yes, I really do consider it a Yes album because it's 4 members from Yes. And I've enjoyed it. There's a couple that don't work for me. And I'm still getting to know, like Order of the Universe, I need to listen to a few more times. But I really love The Meeting. That's really nice. And Brother of Mine. And but I need to listen to this more. But I'm still going to rate it because I've heard it enough to know that right now it's a 8 out of 10. I hate the CD I bought, though. I don't know if somebody can let me know where I can get a proper version of this, because it's a really cheap one. Even fell apart. And all it comes with is this little sheet of paper. I hate it when record companies go cheap. Okay, next up is Yes, Onion. That's what Rick Wakeman called it because it made him cry. It's actually Union. So, I was expecting the worst when I heard this because it is one of the least loved Yes albums. But you know what? I like it. I do. I need to listen to it more, but there might be one or two songs that are kind of so-so, but overall, I really did enjoy this. Even the production, like, you have to realize at the time, that's the way the production was back in the day, you know, with the drum machines and everything. So I would give this for now a very strong 7 out of 10. It's not that bad. Next up, Talk. What a terrible album cover. Their new logo did not work. And I've listened to this a few times, 2 or 3 times, and some say it's kind of like a Trevor Rabin solo album with guest members from Yes, but I'm okay with that. It's good music. I need to listen to it more though, so I'm not even going to rate this one, but I've enjoyed it. It's not bad at all. Production is good. Props to Trevor Rabin, very talented. Even if you don't like him as being part of Yes, you got to admit the guy has major talent. So then they released Keys of Ascension, Volumes 1 and Volume 2, where it was live tracks mixed with studio tracks, and Rick Wakeman was kind of peeved because he felt it was a waste of the really good studio tracks. So I don't have that, but I do have the studio tracks in a updated release of it called Keys Studio, and I've played this a heck of a lot. The epic tracks that are like really long tracks, but almost 20 minutes, Mind Drive and That Is are incredible. Be the One I love a lot. This is one of my favorite Yes albums, even though it's not an actual, it's kind of like a compilation, I guess, in a way. But and this comes with an extra, I believe. I'm wrong. It's not this one. I thought it came with some live bonus tracks, but it doesn't. But look at that. Even Steve Howe looks happy, right? He's smiling. Don't see that every day. But this is one of my favorite Yes albums. I'll give it a really strong 9 out of 10. Now, this is considered, at least for the John Anderson era, their worst album, Open Your Eyes. So I was ready to really not look forward to listening to it. But I've enjoyed it. Billy Sherwood is on this. Steve Howe, John Anderson, Ellen White, and Chris Squire. New State of Mind is a great opener. Open Your Eyes is really catchy. A lot of people really nitpick at Man in the Moon and the kind of juvenile lyrics, but it doesn't, I don't care. I enjoy the song. So this is, I really like this. I'll give it a really strong 8 out of 10. It might be, when I rank the albums, it might be right near the bottom, but it's still a really good album. The Ladder. Homeworld, The Ladder is awesome. It Will Be a Good Day, Lightning Strikes. I think there's a couple on here that were just so-so. I need to listen to this more, but I remember every time I've listened to it, overall I've really enjoyed it. So I would give this an 8 out of 10. And finally, the final album with John Anderson, Magnification. One of my favorites. Soft as a Dove is Beautiful. Give Love Each Day. Oh, what a beautiful song. Spirit of Survival, Magnification. Great guitar work by Steve Howe throughout. They use an orchestra again, and it works better than Time and Word. It seems more together. And this is one of my favorites. A 10 out of 10. What a way to end the career of Yes with John Anderson. I love it. So overall, you know, there's a lot of hardcore Yes fans, and I've watched others rank their albums, and you know, they start with maybe Open Your Eyes, and they say it's bad and all that. It's, you know, that's their opinion, but I absolutely, really, at least like every Yes album. That's with you know, the John Anderson years, or even the one or two without him, Drama, for instance. They're all great. I'm a Yes fan. I mean, if one of them sucked, I'd tell you, boy, that album sucked. But like I said, I've enjoyed all of these albums, some more than others, but I am a Yes fan. So expect a ranking in a few months once I listen to some of these albums, a bit more than I have already. Let me know your favorite Yes albums and your least favorite in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.